Welcome to Resi Studio. Again, I'm a master. So in this small devlog, I'm just gonna talk about the changes that I made on my video game. I was actually working on some animations that I'm having trouble with, but I was able to fix it. I'm gonna share what I did, and I think it's gonna be for a little help for you guys. In my case, I had an issue where my player, or the animation of my player, when they were playing, actually they move forward, but the game object itself doesn't move, so the animation doesn't stay in place. Since I am using mixable animations, there's some animations that they don't have the check mark in some that allows you to have the animation stay in place. So in my case, that was the rolling and the second attack, in where when it was playing, the player slightly moved forward regarding if the game object of the player stay in place. There was a lot of tips that were given to me. A lot of them explained to me to use Umotion Pro to find a way to restrain the root axis from the animation, but I was not gonna buy the Umotion Pro. So expensive for me right now. I went and manually adjusted myself the animation. I was able to find it. In my case, all you have to do, if you had that following issue, my player, switch animation. When the player attacked from the attack 2, when it gets to the frame 32, mostly what it did was that it moved forward and ended up at least 5 centimeters forward, but then when the animation stops, it goes back to the original positioning. So all I wanted to do was the thing that you're actually seeing right now on the screen, that is stay in place regardless about the movement. So I rather move the player by code. So I was able to manage this by going straight to the, let me go. Okay, the animation root T. This is, you actually can play around with the X, Y, and Z axis of the player in the positioning. So let me just put this. In my case, since I'm doing a 2.5D game, I needed to be focused on the Z axis. So for example, if in this frame he moves forward, all I have to do in the Z axis, just slightly move it. Now once I make the changes, all I have to do is touch play and it's in the moment. I have to do this frame by frame in order to acquire what I wanted. So I was able to actually fix that. If you want to do it, all you have to do is, before doing all the changes, you have to hit record and then go frame by frame and do it, stop the recording, and done. So I was able to do it for the second attack, and I was able to do it for the roll. That's the small changes I have for my game itself. I also did some research about how I want my environment to look at it. So that's gonna take me some time to actually find the feel, some walls that I want to do, how I want the background to look, either with some buildings or forests, like how a village can look as a side-scrolling view. So that's gonna take me a while. I know the environment's gonna take me a while to get the feel of it, but the feel that I have right now, with a skybox like that during the night, and with the pillars, since that's the only thing that's gonna be in the journey itself, since that's gonna be your lifespan. So the lifespan indicator, I need to actually find the feel of my game. So I'm gonna take this moment to also already work on my game, but I'm also gonna say it out there that I'm gonna do again a second round of the 100 Days of Code challenges. Yes, this will be my second round. The first round, I mostly posted it in my social media. This second rounds of approach is gonna be very differently. It's gonna be 100% focused on game development, but I'm also be concentrating in improving my C# skills, since I'm using Unity and that's the language that the system use. Also, I made a post about it and I was giving some tips about it, but I'm gonna try to also put a little Blender training character creation for this 100 days of code challenge. I just want to see if these non-artistic developers can actually improve this Blender character. Now, just to be clear, I don't want to like make the whole assets itself like desk and buildings. I already have access to some of these assets, blah, blah, blah. Okay, to be fair, I mostly confuse assets with access. It's like I pronounce them very badly. I need to check to see how do you pronounce it so it doesn't sound weird. Moving on then. So the only reason I'm taking Blender is not to actually create assets like building, chairs, or desk. I actually have a premium membership with GameDevHQ in which I have these assets already given to me, like vehicles, signs, road, plant, mountains, etc. So I don't have to make them, which I'm actually relieved. But the whole point is to make my own characters. Now, to be fair, GameDevHQ actually have characters that I can use, but sometimes if you want to have something that you want to create, like a different character or armor-based character that GameDevHQ doesn't have, or I want to be able to create it. Now, I don't see myself like making animations in Blender or rigging faces. I'm gonna be, just to be clear, I'm just going for the first try. That is going to be trying to create my own character first, and then rigging to actually accept maximal animations. So little by little. So I already have an idea of 2 channels in YouTube that I'm pursuing and doing it because I just want to at least create my characters. If I need to be rigging face per se, then that's gonna be another section in the future. But at least creating my characters in a way that I can move them and make them how I want, that is actually a goal from a long time ago. So that's the main focus of my second round in the 100 Days of Code. So I'm gonna make a slightly different video relating of my first approach. So I hope that actually helps you guys to see what the 100 Days of Code challenge it is about. If before doing the video, I'm gonna have a link in where the blog post is all about my experience. So I need to plan it out very smartly, how to do game dev related, improve my C# skill, Blender related, finish my game. The whole point of the second round is to actually finish my game, but I need to be aware that I actually work. So there will be times that I will not be able to post nothing related to the code, but that's the whole point of the challenge, to see how do I approach this very differently. But that is actually what I want to share with you guys today. So either I'm gonna make a video about my experience with 100 Days of Code challenge, or just do it in the devlog series by sharing it out. So I'm gonna see how do I approach this. I don't want my devlog to be like 10, 15 minutes or 20 minutes long, since I need to see what my followings actually want to see. So let's see how this goes. Once again, thank you for being here, for listening me out. Until the next one, have a lovely day.